It was the end of the day, as I was packing up my materials before heading home. There were a few people left in Aizawa's class, but I paid no mind to them. As I went up and out, I'm used to walking home alone at this point. Zenitsu and Inosuke were normally regrouped with Tanjiro and Genyo to head home together. The Hashira would either normally stay after class to work on student council business. I sighed just even thinking of the Hashira and the idea of working in the student council. I felt bad for making the Hashira still do all the council's work, especially since I joined with the purpose to help them. But there was nothing I could do about it. Going against the Hashira's orders, unless I wanted to be murdered then, probably. The Hashira aren't the only ones busy after school. So were the Kazukis. A few of them do things after school. Daki was in cheerleading, Akaza with basketball. I wonder what the other school activities would the other Kazukis do. Wait, is that Kayaku? The short black Kazuki was standing at a distance from the school gates. He was speaking to Zenitsu. Actually, I wouldn't even say the two were speaking. More like arguing. I would have never expected the two to even know each other. Their conversation seemed to be heated, but I didn't want to pry. I quickly walked past the two, and my head lightly covered the side of my face. Hopefully none of them would notice me. To think that you would attend the school? Kayaku scowls at the yellow-haired boy. Of course I would, Zenitsu arguably replies, because if Gramps is in the hospital. Don't you call him Gramps, Kayaku shouts. You have no right. Oh, look at you speaking without rights. Zenitsu let out a loud scoff. He jabs an accusing finger right towards Kayaku's chest. Because of all those things you've done, the old man worried himself sick. All for your fucking dumbass. Shut up. Kayaku grabs Zenitsu by the collar. With this accelerating really quickly, I needed to leave as soon as possible. Bonk. My forehead comes colliding with the metal gate surrounding the school. Turns out I was too observed at what the two were arguing about that I wasn't paying attention to where I was walking. Walked straight into the metal gate, making a loud echo. Ow, 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 I hissed, touching the slowly formed bump on my forehead. I quickly turned around to see if the two had noticed me, and sadly, my cover was busted. The two boys stared at me as their talking had stopped. Kayaku lets out an agitated tisk before stranding right past me and out of the school gates. Zenitsu stands awkwardly. His right hand was holding onto his left elbow, embarrassed. Ian, he says dejectedly. He couldn't meet me in the eyes. It wasn't his usual Yinshan, no. He clearly wasn't his usual self. I'm sorry, Zenitsu. I apologize. I shouldn't have been listening. It's okay, Yin. Yin plasters his usual smile, adjusting his backpack awkwardly. It's our fault anyways. We shouldn't have been arguing that loudly in public. Zenitsu looks down, silent, still wearing that sad smile, but I knew he was sad and definitely mad. I felt disheartened. I didn't like seeing Zenitsu like this. Therefore, I decided to try my best to cheer him up. Zenitsu? Yes, Yin? He looks up from the ground. Are you busy after school? Let's hang out. I smile at the yellow-haired boy. Zenitsu was taken aback at first. But then pulls out his phone, checking something. I don't know if the others are free. I meant just you and me. I pointed to the both of us. Zenitsu looks at me, blinking. You want to hang out with me? Zenitsu repeats, not believing me. Alone? Mm-hmm. I nod eagerly. If you're not busy, if that's okay. I am not busy, Yin-chan. Zenitsu yelps, making his way to my side. Anything for you? I let out a smiling sigh. At least this is some sort of start. I had wanted Zenitsu to at least open up to me about what had happened with Kayaka, but I guess his infatuation with girls might be in the way. cafe wisteria. The two of us entered the delicious coffee aura smelling cafe. I take a seat down, expecting Zenitsu would sit across from me. Instead, the yellow-haired boy takes his seat right next to me. He scoots his chair closer to me with a dumb smile. Feeling awkwardly uncomfortable at Zenitsu's closenesses, I quickly tried to say something to break the ice. What would you like, Zenitsu? I hesitantly reached for the menu on the table. I'll have anything you have, Yin-chan. He wiggled like some sort of worm, just holding that smile. Absolutely. This is like a date, don't you think, Yin-chan? He grins. Zenitsu. I tried rubbing my temples. Are you always like this, with every single girl you meet? My words make Zenitsu stop whatever he was doing and backs away from me a little, giving me back my personal space. That's what he used to ask me. Zenitsu looks down at his hands in his lap. His eyes were distant. I glanced at Zenitsu with his soft eyes. Who? I softly asked. Gramps. Zenitsu lets out an eerie chuckle. Zenitsu places his hands on the coffee table before counting. The old man always worries for other people other than himself. Zenitsu hands clasped together. When he took me and Kayako in, he treated us as his own grandkids, giving us food, a bed to sleep in, and even a roof to live under. He sounds like an amazing man, I commented. He is. Zenitsu lightly smiles to himself, missing his memories of his gramps. His only wish was us to live normal lives and graduate high school. Suddenly, Zenitsu's hands turned into angry fists. But that fucker Kayako, because of him, Gramps is in the hospital. I swallow nervously at Zenitsu's sudden change in demeanor. What did he do? I mustered the courage to ask. He went against everything that man wanted. Zenitsu scowls. Drinking, partying, getting into gang fights, associating with people such as the Kazuki. Those damn Kazuki. They're not good people, Yin. Zenitsu tightly closes its eyes, letting out a tired sigh. I frowned, but what did Zenitsu mean by they weren't good people? But before I could ask, Zenitsu continues. Because of that, Gramps felt responsible for Kayako turning into a rebel. He worried himself to sickness, to the point he was hospitalized. I didn't know what to say. I don't know how to comfort Zenitsu the slightest. But there wasn't anything to deny about Kayaku's actions. Being given a roof to sleep under, warm food to eat, Kayaku's actions were viewed poorly by me. Someone who was always grateful for even the slightest things. I wanted to believe that Kayako was a little different, aside from being a demon and all that, but Zenitsu's expression proven me wrong. I was hoping for too much. But enough about me, Yin-chan. Zenitsu plasters his usual smile, hiding away his sad thoughts as he at his adopted grandfather. I know I'm putting you to sleep. Have you tried reaching out to Kayako, Zenitsu? I still ask, trying to cling on to the little bit of hope left I had for Kayako. Maybe there's more to the story. Never. Zenitsu suddenly raises his voice, eyes flared at me. I care less about what that fucker has gone through. Zenitsu's angry face pained me. Whatever his reasons are, Gramps, of all people, shouldn't be suffering. I look away. I couldn't bear looking at Zenitsu. At his sudden outburst, hearing Zenitsu raise his voice for the first time scared me. Yes, but it pained me. I could hear the amount of suffering he had undergone through such an experience. I'm sorry, I muttered. Zenitsu's eyes widened, realizing that he had raised his voice at me. Yin-chan, I'm sorry. He clearly apologizes. I didn't mean to yell at you. It's okay, Zenitsu. I quickly shake my head. Zenitsu shouldn't be the one apologizing. He's the one who's upset. He has every right to be mad. It's good to let out how you feel. You shouldn't bottle it up, you know? Zenitsu stares at me, silent, before plastering his usual wannabe womanizer face. Yin-chan, you're so nice Somebody like me? He brings his body close to mine as his chest brushes against my right arm. I sigh, slowly getting used to Zenitsu's Bombard's words and actions. But it's nice to see Zenitsu smile, even though he was smiling about me and all. Despite that, seeing him take all his mind off Kayaku and his grandfather, however, it was more senseless. Zenitsu, I seriously say, looking up at the yellow-haired boy who had now clung onto my right arm in awe. Zenitsu looks down at me, his face shifting from his looking face to a serious one. What's wrong? I might not truly know what your relationship with Kayaku is and how it affects your grandfather, I state, but I don't want you to see you upset, sad, or even bothered by anything. So please don't keep anything to yourself. You can talk to me. If you can scream, cry, shout, whatever you're feeling. We're friends, so I'll listen to you, Zenitsu. Zenitsu's eyes widened. His face turns from mine so I could see what his expression was. Did I step on the line? Zenitsu? Yun? Zenitsu softly says, face still facing away from mine, yet his arms around my right arm tightened. I knew you were the one. I tilted my head at Zenitsu's last words that he whispered. What did you say, Zenitsu? I asked. I couldn't hear you very well. I knew you were the one for me, Yin-chan. Zenitsu turns back to me with hard eyes. He brings his face closer to mine, pursing out his lips as he's going in for... Wait, is he going in for a kiss? My face flushes a deep red as I lean away, quickly dodging Zenitsu's lips. Zenitsu! I yelp, putting my hands on his chest to stop him. I tried pushing him away, but he was too strong. The idea of kissing Zenitsu made my stomach flutter with butterflies. Sure, he was cute. Definitely. But why me? Zenitsu tries once more to kiss me. This time, his face comes only centimeters close. His hot breath tickles my nose, making my face burn. Am I seriously going to kiss him? Zenitsu's POV. I'm a complex guy. I know that for sure. Not only was I a coward nearly all my life, I was also single for nearly all of it too. Wait, no, scratch that. I still am single and have remained single up until now. Growing up with no parents around was a struggle, yes, but then I met a wonderful girl who I thought would stay by my side and live happily ever after as my girlfriend. Keyword, thought. Turns out, over all the gifts and money I had given her, she ran away with another guy, leaving me to drown in such high debt. But that was when he came. I'm going to butcher his name. Jiro Kawajin. He paid off my debt from debt collectors, and ever since then, he had taken me in as his grandson, but I wasn't the only boy he had taken in. Kayaku Inadama. The two of us never got along. However, I'm just going to say Jirogu, looked past that and took us as his grandsons. In return for such an act, the old man only wanted us to live normal lives as high school students. That was only half of the truth. I didn't tell Yin the full reason as to why Jinro took us in. It was all because Jinro wanted us to become his disciples in hope that one day both of us could be my God, I can't say successors for his kendo dojo. Kayaku, who was my senior at the time, believed that only he should be the only successor, but over time, once Kayaku reached high school, he suddenly went more and more time outside of home, not even to train at Gramps' dojo. Sorry. Once Gramps and I found out about where Kayaku's been, Gramps felt responsible while I felt disappointed. Drinking, partying, gang fights, drug dealings. There was so much more about Kayaku I never knew about. It was almost as if he was a completely different person. But that doesn't matter. The past is in the past, And now focus is in the present. I can only ever hope that Gramps recovers soon, and that I should never let Kayako near Gramps ever again. Not many people know about that side of me. In fact, I doubt anyone knows. Until today, that is. Here, you try reaching out to Kayako. Oh, have you tried reaching out to Kayako, Zenitsu? I'm sorry. It's good to let how you feel. You shouldn't bottle it up, you know. I might not truly know what your relationship with Kayako is and how it affects your grandfather, but I don't want to see you upset, sad, or bothered by anything. So please don't keep everything to yourself. You can talk to me. You can scream, cry, shout, whatever you're feeling. We're friends, so I'll listen to you, Zenitsu. Yin. I always knew she was perfect from the first day of school. She was smart, pretty, nice, but most importantly, she cared. To think that she cared for someone like me. She has to be up there on the list of top best girls next to Nezuko-chan. I look back at Yin, met with her eye-colored eyes, as I feel myself leaning in to kiss her. If anything, I wanted my first kiss to be with someone I can trust, and Yin was someone who I can trust. I feel it. My first time I miss, but second time I bring my face closer. Centimeters separated our lips. I can feel her warm breath blowing on my lips. It was so tempting to kiss her right then and there. Just as I'm about to go and steal the deal, the sound of a plate comes slamming down on the table in front of Yin and me, startling us. The male barista from before is beside me as I look at the plate full of your favorite dessert. If I remember right, Yin has ordered this back when Tanjiro and the rest of us had first showed Yin this cafe, but she never ordered anything this time. At least I don't remember that she did. Was I not paying attention this time? I looked up at the male barista, who plasters a smile. Your favorite dessert, he says. He glances at me, then smiles. Would you like anything? Something about this guy's vibe takes me the wrong way. Was it how he looked? Was it because he was a pretty boy? Was he because he's probably picking up chicks on the daily because of his looks? Yes, maybe it was all that earlier way. One thing is for sure. Yes, I'd like to beat your ass. I screech at the guy. You interrupted us at the right moment, huh? I make a face, jabbing a finger at the barista's chest. It was going to be my first kiss. It was all perfect until you came along. It's usual for me to receive my order at this time. Ian tugs on my sleeve, pulling me to sit back down. And besides, ever since you guys showed me this cafe, I've been coming here on the daily, so I'm a regular here. That's why the barista pretty much knows what I like. I looked down at Yin, who sat with assuming eyes. I sighed. I threw my nose. I shouldn't be blowing up on our date like this. It makes me look bad. I glanced back at the waiter, who still holds his smile. I held 2 fingers, pointing them to my eyes, and at the waiter's eyes, signaling to him, I'm watching you. I sit back down before deciding to order another plate of your favorite dessert for Yin. Needless to say, she was very happy throughout our date. Not only was she cute, but she was cute while eating. We spent the next while talking, laughing, and learning more about each other. But probably one of the best. Best appearance of Yin was her voice. Soft-spoken, loud when needed to, loud when not intended to be. Her angry remarks were adorable. Her laugh was also cute too. If Yin says that she'll always listen to me and hear my problems, and I should be doing the same. I wasn't to be there when Yin was happy. I wanted to be there when Yin was happy, when she's laughing, when she's upset, sad, all those feelings. I wanted her to hear. I wanted to hear everything she goes through. I could listen to that sweet voice of hers all day.